had a great zest for life. So I cannot imagine him ever being in a fight.
Sheila Blanco has spent nearly 20 years investigating her own son's death. And now finally, the infamous cold case could be reopened, Channel 4 News has learnt. It's 2006, weeks before Christmas, and Sheila's son, Mark Blanco, goes to a gathering in East London. He'd been drinking and was in a buoyant mood. Inside the flat is Libertines frontman Pete Doherty.
Superintendent was not in the...
Mark tries to invite Doherty to his play, The Accidental Death of an Anarchist, the story of a man who falls to his death. But the mood changes.
So, no raptures.
The atmosphere turned hostile quite quickly. And then from then on, his hat was set on fire, his jacket was torn, I believe, and there was an altercation.
Mark Blanco was then dragged out of the flat and into the stairway. What happens next is precisely the question Sheila's been trying to answer for 2 decades.
You see Mark coming out from the balcony top, down, or the railings, down like a sack of potatoes, really, totally inert to the ground below.
So you think he was unconscious before?
I think he was unconscious, yes. He made no movement at all to protect himself. And it looked literally as though he went head first.
Mark Blanco later died in hospital. Suicide was ruled out by the coroner, and several Metropolitan Police investigations have failed to find out exactly what happened. But today, Sheila Blanco met with a new police force, City of London, and she is quietly hopeful. The Blanco family feel the Met have missed countless opportunities. When was the moment that you lost faith in the police?
Day one. As simple as that. I knew there was something horribly wrong. I saw what was Mark's lens on the pavement near the gutter. I couldn't believe it. It'd been there for hours. And then the policeman had the gall to say to me, "You can have it as a keepsake."
Do you think there are serious questions for the Met now?
Of course. What have they been doing for 19 years?
Leaving Sheila Blanco to take on the role of reluctant detective. A Channel 4 documentary in 2023 uncovered new evidence from forensic experts in the US and UK. Both concluded CCTV footage is consistent with someone being carried and dropped over the balcony edge. Pete Doherty and his 2 friends, minder Johnny Genevill, also known as Johnny Headlock, and literary agent Paul Roundhill were at the East London flat that night, Roundhill's home at the time.
So that's why I think nobody actually goes and confesses, because they don't want to dob the others in it. We see Pete Doherty come down, stepping over Mark without stopping. And then he seems to pick up something from the ground, and they run away, followed by Headlock. It is absolutely callous. Reprehensible lack of humanity.
Doherty later said he was completely ashamed of fleeing, but was worried he'd be arrested for carrying drugs. At the time, Pete Doherty was at the height of his fame and dating Kate Moss. Do you think police were seduced by Pete Doherty's celebrity at the time?
When I left ICU, the policeman met me outside to go down in the lift, 2 police. And the first thing they said to me was not, "I'm sorry you've lost your son," or "we have condolences," and so on and so on. They said to me, "Did you know that Pete Doherty was at this gathering? You know, boyfriend of Kate Moss."
The Libertines frontman has always denied being involved in any way and told Channel 4 News this week, "I am sorry for Mrs Blanco's loss and I welcome any assistance people can give her to come to terms with what happened." Something he shared in a soul-bearing interview with Louis Theroux.
We all had an altercation with Mark Blanco, and then the next thing, it's on the floor and his skull's cracked open. Like, that's just all there lurking in the past, really. Yeah. No one knows really what happened, but because no one saw it. You know, I mean, I certainly didn't see it.
And then there's the matter of Doherty's minder, Johnny Genevill. On Christmas Eve, weeks after Mark Blanco's death, Genevill confessed to police that he had killed Blanco, later retracting it because he told Sky News that at the time he was high on cocaine.
And then I was lying down, I was thinking, hold on, man, I've opened a can of worms here. Because it was just sort of dying down, I think. And I thought, no, man, And then I just started knocking on the door. I said, no, can you let me out, man? I didn't really do it.
Johnny Geneval has not responded to our requests for comment.
How many innocent men or how many innocent people confess to a murder they haven't done? It's just crazy.
While Paul Roundhill sent Channel 4 News a lengthy response, calling Mark Blanco a valued friend and saying that his death was the single most dreadful event of his life. He offered a wholly different narrative, pointing to inaccuracies and distortions in media accounts of the night. The Met Police told us a victim's right to review has been initiated and is ongoing, and that they would not be making any further comment.
I know what happened. Thousands of people know what happened. The experts know what happened. The police know what happened.
Sheila hopes the renewed attention on her son's death could finally force a breakthrough and provide the answers she's been denied for nearly 2 decades.